Hello Maniacs, this is Horcrux Maniac and welcome to Friday the 13th, the game. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing you a guide of how to play as Jason Part 2 and along the way a few little tips, so without further ado, here we go. Okay guys, so this is Jason Part 2's stats and his strengths are he can run, he's got lots of traps and his morph is good, but his weaknesses are his shift, defense and water speed. So looking at the stats, they are pretty good stats to be fair. The water one, you're not going to really use that one as much. His defense isn't that great if you've got a pack of counsellors who want to fight you, and the shift isn't that great either. But the other ones are absolutely perfect if you want to put traps down, morphing quickly to where if the traps do go off, and running isn't that bad either. Another little bonus as well, it depends on what weapon you have as Jason, because obviously you can pick whatever weapon you want from the other Jasons, but in this video we're just going to go with the pickaxe. I will be doing a video to calculate on which weapon is best to use as Jason, but for now we're just going to do the one with the pickaxe for now. So without further ado, we'll get right into it now on how to prepare yourself to be killing counsellors. So straight away, as you start as Jason, there's always two throwing knives in his little shed, so pick them up straight away and then make your way outside the door to put two traps down. Now I've just been playing a lot of times where I've come up against some good counsellors and they want to kill Jason so many times, so I always put two traps down. There's no way that they can get in when you put two traps down, just obviously you have to try and put it down very carefully. So next thing you do, make your way over to one of the cars. It doesn't matter which one because you're going to be doing both of them at this time. Put one down at the battery and then put one down at the gas. You do exactly the same at the other car. So really enough, it doesn't really matter on which one you put it at first, because obviously how you're supposed to know, it's just basically pot luck on if you're going to do the 4-seater first or the 2-seater. You just always know straight away that there's going to be a counsellor who is going to put a battery in right at the very start, so you want to eliminate that as fast as you can. And if there's counsellors hanging around being a pain, then take them out. I always say try to avoid doing this as much as possible. Try and focus on getting all your jobs and that done first. Yeah. Because if a counsellor starts coming along and starts like, oh, look at me, come and chase me, and then you just get too involved in trying to catch that counsellor, then you're time wasting, then you're losing time, and then obviously, well, the other spots you've not done yet gives the counsellors opportunities to get there before you. Next, you want to be putting a trap down at the fuse box so that the counsellors do not phone the police. Now, you're going to be waiting around if you've just morphed here, and best thing to do is really just to start smashing all the windows and smashing the doors up, so then if the counsellors do go there, you're going to have a good opportunity on catching them then and making sure that they don't phone the police. Okay, so the next thing you want to be doing is smashing up the power grids. Now, smashing these up obviously turns all the lights off and the counsellors do get scared, so it does make it a lot more easier for you to know where they are when they're all scared and stuff like that. Sometimes some counsellors have got good perks and aren't afraid of the dark, or they're hiding somewhere where this perk does work. So it might just take a little bit of time, but if you start smashing every single one of them up, you should be able to find the counsellors really quickly. Because the more like they might be together or they're separated, the more their fear will go up, and it just makes it a lot more easier for you to catch them counsellors. So once you've hit the final power grid and you've got the traps done at the shack, at the cars and the phone fuse, and now it's time to do Mammy's bidding, and that is go and kill the counsellors. It is easier said than done because there is a lot of counsellors out there who are very good at this game. So this is only a guide on obviously getting set up on killing and I hope it does help you out, but the only advice I could give you is just to keep trying and trying on the game. Try not to get too frustrated with the game, because it is a little bit glitchy, and like I said, there is a lot of good counsellors out there who know what they're doing and just have to be very, very patient with the game. My top tips will be, if anyone is on their own, counsellor on their own, always go to grab them and then finish them off. But if they are in a big massive group, if they are in a big massive group, they are all talking and trying to come up with a plan to try and kill you and to try and get your mask off. So it is always best just to slash at them. As much as a lot of counsellors absolutely hate you slashing them, it's all part of the game. That's what Jason does. He slashes. So don't be intimidated by people saying, "Oh, he's a slasher. Why are you slashing for?" and all this lot, because they're wanting you to grab them because they've got a pocket knife, and just slash away. Just slash away and get your kills in. Before you know it, you'll end up killing about 3, maybe 4, right on the stick end like that. So don't be afraid to just slash at a group of people. Now, another tip for you is about the traps. Now, where you're going to be putting a lot of traps down, and the counsellors are going to step inside the traps and set them off, and then you'll be thinking, "Oh, where's that coming from?" You will have to go into normal mode on where you are looking around and to try and pick up where that sound's coming from. Once you know where that sound's coming from, you have a rough idea on where the counsellor is. So if you're standing in the middle of the map and the car's on the left, you'll be able, and they set it off on the left hand side, you'll be able to hear it on the left side of your ear. Then you'll know that the counsellors are at the car. Same if the fuse was on the right hand side, you'd hear it on the right hand side. So it's always quite important to actually try and keep track on what traps are where, and the sounds. That's the most important thing about the game. Like, some of the time that a counsellor, they may all time it right and then set the traps off all at the same time. I've had that a couple of times, and it's entirely up to you. You have to think on which is more important to go to, and my suggestion would be the foam fuse. You have to go for that one, because then that means all counsellors can get away, and then the car is only 4, and then the other car is only 2. So it's more important, go for the foam fuse. So guys, that's my guide to kill and tips video for you for part 2 Jason. I hope it's helped you out a lot. And remember, this will not guarantee you to catch all the counsellors all the time. This is just a helpful guide and how I would play as part 2 Jason. If you are new to the channel, like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot and I do appreciate it massively. If you want to leave a comment on what you think of the video, let me know. This helps me out massively. I've got a lot more lives of Friday the 13th, shorts and videos. Go and check them out after the video. And without further ado, this is HulkRexManiac, over and out.